at Buckingham Palace this morning. Maggie.
Hi, George. Good morning. Yeah, just behind me, that flag was lowered to half-staff just moments ago. The palace releasing that statement with their deep sorrow. And George, standing here, it really does. It feels like the end of an era here in Britain, around the Commonwealth and the country. After decades with the Queen standing by her side, the two of them together shaping what the country and the Commonwealth would look like today. The palace, as you just read, confirmed again moments ago that Philip passed away. He's 99, just 2 months shy of his 100th birthday. Now, we did learn he was able to spend his final days at home in Windsor Castle with the Queen by his side. That's where he's been for about the last 3 weeks or so after being released from the hospital, where he was staying for a month undergoing a heart procedure as well as other medical care. Now, again, the country is mourning, asking what we are going to do next. You know, normally a royal funeral would be something that's commemorated widely throughout the country, throughout the UK. But this one, George, it's going to look a little bit different. We're still waiting for details, but, you know, due to coronavirus restrictions, the country here in the UK is still under a strict lockdown. Things will definitely look a little smaller. But, George, certainly whatever the size of these celebrations of his life, Prince Philip will be remembered. The legacy will be remembered because, wow, George, what a life he led. 99 years, and all of them were full. More than 2,000 solo engagements, 20,000 solo engagements, more than 2,000 visits in the UK and overseas. I mean, he packed so much life into his 99 years, shaping what the UK would look like today, shaping again what the Commonwealth would look like today. So a legacy that will be remembered. And of course, also looking to the Queen during this time. They were side by side together as they led this country. And George, I think of her right now because this is the first time today in this moment that she is going to be leading the country without her partner by her side.
You once told a friend, okay, Maggie, thanks very much. This is my destiny to support my wife in what lies ahead. And now Amy Robeck has a look back at the life of Prince Philip.
For over 73 years, he stood by his queen's side, her most loyal and faithful subject. Prince Philip of Greece was an 18-year-old cadet in the British Royal Navy when a 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth first took a shine to him back in 1939.
I, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary.
The two were married in November of 1947. 5 years later, Elizabeth ascended to the throne, and Philip gave up his career to support his queen in her duty.
My grandfather was, had a very successful career in the military or in the Navy. He gave it all up to do his job and to be there to support the Queen.
In 2011, he spoke to the BBC about the challenges those early years presented when it came to his new role.
The problem was, of course, to recognise what the niche was and to try and grow into it, and that was by trial and error, and there was no precedent.
So your first duty, first and foremost, to support the Queen?
Yes.
And what does that involve?
Helping her, supporting her, doing anything that is valuable to her.
It was Philip, apparently, who encouraged the Queen to make that famous speech celebrating Diana after grieving Britons had accused her of being too stoic, too aloof, and too royal.
In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness.
At all times forced to walk 2 steps behind Elizabeth, but in life they were equal partners. They had 4 children and a loving, enduring marriage. As consort to the Queen, Prince Philip supported over 800 charities, made over 620 solo visits to 143 countries, and traveled thousands of miles across the globe with the Queen on tours and state visits, but never grabbing the spotlight for himself.
It must have been quite difficult for him being in the sort of shadows and being the support. But he does it fantastically well. He's never complained.
And it's obvious from all of us, and it should be obvious to everybody else that sees it going on, is the fact that without him, she would be slightly lost, I think.
He'd lived to watch his beloved grandchildren get married, making it to the wedding of Harry and Meghan in 2018 while recovering from a hip operation. He also saw the birth of a new generation of royals, including Prince George, the future heir to the throne. And Meghan and Harry announcing they're expecting a second child, adding to the 9 great-grandchildren that Prince Philip has left behind. He retired from his public duties in 2017. His final public appearance was in July of last year, handing over his role as Colonel-in-Chief of the Rifles to Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, who was nearly 100 miles away. Philip's role as the man behind the throne did not go unnoticed. The Queen herself even spoke of it on their 50th wedding anniversary in 1997.
All too often, I fear Prince Philip has had to listen to me speaking. He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments, but he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years. And I and his whole family owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim or we shall ever know.
Thanks to Amy Robach for that. Again, Prince Philip has died at the age of 99. We're going to return now to our regular programming. For many of you, that's Good Morning America.
This has been a special report from ABC News.